Okay, so former Florida Gators QB Tim Tebow recently spoke out about how the media portrayed his former college teammate Aaron Hernandez and just the overall narrative around him. Hernandez, for those of you who don't know, committed suicide in jail in 2017 after being convicted of the 2013 murder of Odin Lloyd. He and Tebow were teammates at Florida from 2007 through the 2009 season, where they won a national title together. Reports claim that the late NFL player suffered from CTE, his upbringing, potential childhood abuse, and other mental health issues. And this is in no way clearing Aaron of the gruesome murder he committed. Anyways, while on the Flagrant podcast, Tebow was asked if he could have taken more responsibility for the media image that was portrayed around Hernandez, and listen to what he says.
A lot of stories gets told about our teams. The one that's probably the most profound and true very rarely gets told. That we've totally had each other's back. And people, because it doesn't sensationalize.
Even Aaron?
Of course. It's so hard for me to talk about it for a lot of reasons. One, because we just loved him very much.
Yeah. Get emotional talking about it. I don't want to put you in an uncomfortable place.
It's not that.
No, I don't mean now I feel bad. No,
and his family, it's tough. We obviously loved him very much.
Yeah. Did you have a relationship with him outside of football?
Yeah.
And like in the professionals as well?
Yeah. I mean, I was signed with the Patriots not long before a lot of that went down.
Yeah.
And it's just, hard what he went through. And I mean, I think there's probably a weight that I feel.
Really?
Yeah.
Like you could have done something?
Should have. But also you got to understand.
That's not your responsibility. Do you think that is? Do you carry that?
Sometimes. Yeah. But I think that, when people ask, there's a reason that I don't say anything, because why would I talk about it when so much of his family has been hurt and gone through this? And it's easy for people to just talk and make shows and highlight, and also not always share all of the sides of it.
Yeah.
They don't share the other sides of him. They don't share how hard certain things were for him. They don't share it just doesn't take a full picture. Like, he had to go through a whole lot, but he was also someone that a lot of times was trying. And, he's a young man that did a devotional for 6 months in a row with me a lot of times, and Coach Meyer a lot of times. He was, just the whole picture should be painted. I just think it's not, they don't, there's one of the stories that they tell is, me and him are at a restaurant, and they frame it as a bar, which is a bar, but it's also a restaurant. I think it's maybe Sunday evening or Monday evening.
Chili's is a bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's I can't remember what time. It's always claimed it's late at night. It's like 8 o'clock or something. And he, long story made short, he gets into an altar. I can't even say that because it's not fair to him. What certain people were saying to him was so horrifically evil that we're trying to leave. And what people are saying to him is so mean and racist and dehumanizing to him. And I'm standing in between a few people, and they just know these are the football players. They're just trying to go at him, and more so than me. And I also feel like that was wrong. No, you should say that to me, And he was so patient over and over and over again. They're saying this, and they're finger poking him, and it's super disrespectful.
Yeah.
And we get downstairs, and we get almost all the way out, and they keep saying and saying. I'm saying, we're good. You got it. Come on, keep going. Just don't listen, And man, it was just kept going, and they kept poking him, saying all these things. And he turned and he busted the guy's eardrum. And I stood there. I had some people take him to another place for him to be safe. I waited. Cops came, talked to all the cops, told him everything that happened. But that story is painted like, oh no, this guy
he's looking for trouble.
He's looking for trouble, and it's like I'm not defending him. I'm not defending his actions. I'm just saying when you paint the picture, like
you have a lot of compassion.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man.
But people, it's just obviously there was some horrible things that he did.
Of course,
I'm not defending that whatsoever. I'm just saying if you're talking about him, would you at least try to paint it accurately?
Okay, so that's what Tebow said on the Flagrant podcast about Aaron, and I'm just going to say this. I respect Tim Tebow for not piling on his former teammate when it could have been so easy to, given the crime he committed. Tebow is one of the classiest athletes in our generation, and you could see he was really speaking from the heart. Now watch this clip of him recently on the Grand Messenger podcast, and he goes into more detail about how the media portrayed Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez, what was he like back then?
He was a teammate that was extremely competitive, that
think had a different side than a lot of how the media just portrays it, and it's basically a
How so?
hard story. I think just trying to sensationalize something isn't always doesn't make it accurate or good, and I think there's been too much of that that's been sensationalized rather than just kind of tell the root of the story.
What do you think gets lost in the media coverage of him?
I think telling the other, some of the other side of what he came through and what he worked through, is working on, and it's just in every area,
Which was
hard.
what for him? Because to your point, what you see in media is just headlines, right?
Yeah, and I think it's just sad for a whole lot of people. It's why it's hard for me to even answer questions, because I don't want to be a part of just talking about it. I don't want to. It's not really my place, and I don't, want to, because there's, still family that's, and so many people are affected in other ways, and it's hard to know what to say, when to say, why to say it, because it affects so many people, and it's hard. It's hard, for a lot of people, for victims, for his family, for so many people. It's I just try to be tender to all of that.
Okay, so I guess my only other question, without getting into specifics, and I know you had exposure to an incident with him at the swamp even back in the day, but when you see the news of just what happened with him, like, just take me through what you go through in your head.
I think every bit of it's just sad and heartbreaking, and I also think that all of us need to remember that we need to be in good community, good fellowship, that we need to be in relationships with people that can love us and care for us. I think it should also be something that convicts us that if we aren't careful, we can all go down different roads, and we're never immune from going down a road that isn't a good one for us to go down.